Hello viewers, my name is Eric, and in this video we will be attempting to give this plane, this high efficiency aircraft, a paint job. So I've opened up this tutorial. Well, let me just start by explaining what this plane is. This plane is a high efficiency plane. Its fuselage has roughly the width, well, roughly the dimensions of a 757, except it's double the length. Well, roughly double the length. This is basically, and these two engines, they are, the data I use is based on the real 757's engine data, so this is what I guess a very high efficiency plane would be like using modern technology. So the wings are not very swept, and yeah, it's probably unrealistically thin, these control surfaces, but this plane is designed to be as aerodynamic as possible without compromising too much on structural problems. So as you can see, it's a it has this high mounted engine setup and a low wing and a T-tail in the back with a giant rudder. Now this plane, its length and width are roughly the same as an A380. So it's designed to take up all the space you can get in an airport. So yeah, as you can see, it isn't quite as large as a 380, but it doesn't, like, let's just look at the weight for a bit. So the empty weight is 260,000 pounds, which is roughly double that of a 757. Now I'm talking about the I think it's the 300, 757-300. So it's roughly double that, and I did this because the length, it's double that, and the wing is also, I guess, roughly double. Yeah, sorry, train horn. I don't know if you heard it, but it's going. Anyway, so the fuel load is 60,000 pounds, which is less than you get in the 757. Which, if we look here, the 757-300 has a fuel load of 11,500 gallons, which at 6.7 pounds per gallon is higher than this. Now with these two tanks, it's the same thing. So 11,500 gallon. Let's actually use a calculator because I can't do simple math. It's a 11500 times 6.7 equals 77,000 gallons. So basically this plane has the capacity for, has words. This plane has 70,000 gallons of 10,000 words. Again, words. 17,000 gallons, 17,000 pounds capacity less than the standard 757. But in my tests, in my flight testing, it has a range about 3,000 miles. So it isn't too shabby. It's 3,000 miles. And here we have the seat mapping for the two configurations. So I have two configurations. One is the I guess high density single aisle configuration, which basically it's a single aisle, and you have 352 total passengers capacity. Now this thing is calculated at average weight of a passenger is 220. So as you can see, I can probably increase the fuel load by 10,000, so to better match the range. And so if you take 420,000 minus 70,000 equals 350,000, and then minus 260 equals 90,000. So 90,000 pounds, it's 12,000 pounds more than what I would require on average for 352 passengers. So this plane is fully capable of carrying 352 passengers, and this is in a 2-class configuration, by the way. Meanwhile, the 300 only 300 passengers, so I'm 50 passengers more. Take that, fucking twat. Yeah, so 50 passengers more than the 757-300, and I'm not even sporting a 2-class. I'm not even sporting a 1-class configuration. It's a 2-class configuration. So yeah. So this plane, basically, it uses the same engine, but it's more efficient. And as you can see, my design decisions, it's like a high aspect ratio wing here, and we have flaps that don't extend that far. Let's look at the flaps. So control geometry, the flaps, the steepest angle is 25 degrees because we want it to not hit the ground because the wing is low, and this thing is designed so that we can so that basically we, for the possibility of not requiring a ladder truck. I don't know what the real name is. Because it's so large, I don't think like it won't necessarily like fit at the gate. So that's my design consideration. Anyway, let's now this, it's the regional jet version, so it has now I've increased it to 70,000 pounds of fuel, which gives it a range of basically about 3,500 miles. Yeah, it's not gonna reach 41 on with this amount of fuel, but then again, if you reduce the payload, because the 757-300, now let's do some math. Let's do some more math. Okay, its maximum takeoff weight is 272,500. Now, 272,500 minus this 75,000 pounds of fuel, so that's 197,500, and then we minus the empty weight, which is 142,400 equals 55,000 pounds of payload, like of useful payload at maximum fuel, and this is being generous. But looky here, we can, as we calculated before, we have 90,000 pounds of payload, so we can carry double the people. So yeah, this is the regional version again. So it, well, I say regional, but this is enough to cross the Atlantic, and it's enough to get from I guess Florida to Alaska, but it's still, because my other version is longer range, crosses the Pacific, so this is a short range version. And of course, one compromise of this design is that it doesn't get that service. Well, if it's empty, if you have no payload, and you have maybe 2,000 gallons of fuel, you could probably make that, but it isn't designed to cruise at high. Well, this thing isn't designed to. Well, the 757 isn't going to be very efficient at this altitude either, because you're going to be at your like coffin corner and all that. But the thing is, because the 757 has power to transport its lighter weight, because the lift drag ratio of the 757 is, I would guess, about 20. Although I thought I got 28 once using the flight factor 757, which I bought, which I based the engine data off of. So I know it's weird, but basically this thing is more efficient than this thing. Yeah, that's the main point, and it uses the same set of engines, so it's obviously going to be less powerful, and it won't be able to stay up in the air. It doesn't get it gets this lift. Mostly, almost all of it is from the engines. It is from the wings. It doesn't get any lift like from the engines. So this plane can't really like pitch up and use part of, have engines provide part of its lift. The engine has to be all for forward thrust. And of course, the gears we can see is very simple, just single gears, which probably again not necessarily realistic, but just for the purposes of this plane, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, this is my body. As you can see, fairly simple. And then we're going to export our texture map starting points. It says, I shall now create a bitmap in the same folder as this airplane, which will contain outlines of various parts of this plane. You can use these outlines as a nice starting point for the paint job for your plane. Edit this bitmap in any graphics program, such as Paint. The name of this bitmap will be aircraft name paint.bmp. So if I change the aircraft geometry, then I'll need to change my textures to fit the new shape of the plane. Got it? So it's now hopefully exported. I'm going to be very careful not to show you my porn here. Cloud. Here we go. Yay. So this is my previous artist depiction, comparing the size of my my 757 to the 380. So as you can see, basically same length and same wingspan, but this is much more aerodynamic. Air just flows through here, flows through here. Everything works out. So let's oh, this is wrong folder. Yeah, this is the folder containing my artist depiction. It's on my cloud, but the aircraft isn't on my cloud. It's actually in projects, driving videos. Nice. I don't know. It's my impossible term video, which is now on YouTube. And let's again, wrong folder. Let's see here. That's the problem with having like these complicated folder structures. You never know where your stuff is. So here's explain. Here's aircraft. Here's prototypes. And these are all of the planes I've done before. I haven't finished any of them, and I haven't painted any of them. But yeah. So the RE low power paint number 1 and number 2. Right. So number 2, paint 2, doesn't seem to contain anything for me to actually paint. So paint 1 will be it. Now let's, I guess, edit this using this. Oh god, that's so ugly. How? Sorry for breathing in, but so the proportions are off by a bit. Just a tiny bit. Alright, so what if I so the thing is, I don't know how much to increase the size of my so let's just put this here, and then nope, zoom out, I guess. Zoom out until we get roughly the same width on the body. No, now we zoom out too much. So let's zoom in a bit, and zoom in some more, and zoom out, and zoom in a bit more. Alright, so this is the rough idea. Alright, so if we if we take a screenshot of this, nope, hold on. Okay, this is bad. Now I have to zoom out again. Then, here we go. There we go. Roughly, we're roughly there. Alright, now, let's do this. Let's put this outside here. And then, let's take a screenshot. And then let's open up a new paint folder, paint window, and put it here. Alright, now, see, so we're just gonna figure out the roughly how much to vertically. So this is 1. So yeah, keep in mind what we're gonna do here. Right, so 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically 1 to 5. Proportions will be 1 to 5. 1 to 5, I guess 1 to 5. So it's 1 over 5.2. That'll be the proportions. And now let's figure out how do we want, like this is my seat mapping. So let's just grab a 757 side view here. Air mergers. Yeah, this will be fine. I probably can't sell it if I. It doesn't matter. I'm just in my starting phases. I'm not gonna like charge money for it. Well, unless you want to buy it, then I'll charge money for it. All right. So let's save image as I guess save it in my pictures folder. Yep, I have some cool pictures here. Some stuff. Alright, so 757 line drawing. And do I have GIMP? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Alright. So I don't know exactly how to use GIMP, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So anyway, but let's first let's figure out how to yeah, because this thing, which yeah isn't exactly proportionate, but that's an easy fix as well. We just have to yeah, whatever. We'll just have to zoom out. Should be a good idea. And yeah, these proportions are roughly correct. So now I'll just do this, print screen, then new paint. Dun, dun, dun. So we're gonna, nope, just gonna take a rectangular selection. Let's cut off its dickhead here. Hold on, nope. Let's have the reference here while we do it, so I can figure out where all the doors and windows are supposed to be. Alright. Copy, paste. Nope. now. Oh no, now I'm just gonna do this. It's slightly oversized, but that's fine. Don't need to be 100% proportionate anyway. Alright, so that's that. So, we have, here's our cockpit, here's our front door, here's our second door, and now we have this bit that stretches all the way here. But unlike in this plane where this bit is obscured by the wing, on my plane this bit isn't obscured by the wing, and that creates a problem. So fortunately I am a genius. No, I'm not, but for the sake of simplicity, bringing it back. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to copy this. Well, no. I already have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preemptively remove the wing section. In fact, hold on, why is, oh yeah, it's a bit confusing because the window is a bitmap, so it looks exactly the same as a real window. So for a moment I was like, oh, why am I able to edit this web page? Turns out I'm not. I'm just an idiot. Alright, so we take this, and then we go here. God, shut up. Here. And we go here. Yeah, that probably works. No, it doesn't, but it works enough. Alright, now let's I'm gonna zoom in, and just gonna grab this part. This part, actually. And look, this is some real quality graphics design work here. Overlay it over here. Over here. Over here. Over here. And hope it doesn't get ugly when I delete. Over here. Alright. So, now that I have that, I can continue to overlay my plane. So, now instead of having one section, okay, so this is a bit complicated. So, this length is this length. So this length is, god damn it, probably this length, I guess. It's probably this length. Actually, oh yeah, we can base it on the windows. So basically, we're gonna have a door section, a third door, here. We're gonna have a third door here. And now we're gonna populate this middle part with a seat. And also I have to consider, are these two the same? Well, no, they have the same door and window placement, so it doesn't matter. I can reuse it later. So, I'm gonna, I guess we could have more emergency doors. So, I'm gonna be like, nope, 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 hold on. In fact, before I go any further, let me just mark out where the plane actually ends, so that nope, so that when it's time to resize this thing, I don't do it wrong. Okay, let's mark out the outer edge, so the black dot isn't in the image. Alright, cool. Now, let's copy over this part. That does sort of work. And we just have to move this part up without disturbing the pixels beside it. Alright. That isn't the worst job. Alright, now. I figure I could just replicate this right up to the end. So that's what I'll do. Again, it's not the... Well, it is a good, lazy solution. So I'm just going to do this. And it'll have the added benefit of covering up this ugly patch. Alright, Control C, Control V, and here we go. But problem is that the rear starts lifting here. But on this, yeah, because in this model, this area actually has one extra row than this area. So I have to move this just maybe like one window or two windows back. So that's fun. It's gonna be fun. So I'm just gonna Control V again. Yep, and I'm just gonna do this. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. And move it. Yaw. And now at the end, in the end, doesn't even matter. Let's see, I'm gonna gosh. It's gonna be so ugly in the rear, but it doesn't matter because I got the majority right. Alright. I'll put this here. And maybe add like a few more windows since this area is gonna be populated. And even though this area isn't, we could just like cover up the windows on the long-range version. So it doesn't. Yeah, the long-range version ships 251 people, which is still more than the 57,300. But of course, it also probably uses more fuel, but not more fuel per mile. So that's good. Or nor more fuel per payload mile. Words. You know this thing, the regional version, it shoots straight up to 33,000. on a 500 feet per minute climb. So you can maintain 500 feet per minute until you reach a 33,000 fully loaded. So that's pretty nice. Alright. Now let's... So we got this section left. People are apparently orgasming outside. Just cool. Too bad I'm not invited. Alright. Put this here. And we're basically done. Yep, we're basically done. So, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna save this first before I take a break. So, let's see, let me see. Fuck it, PNG is good. Regional, -C regional, stage 1. Boom. Alright, we'll be right back.